We are back for the third season of Wake Up the Echoes presented by baaaack.com. I'm your host, Tony Simeone. So excited to be with you once again in this chair for another great season with Notre Dame football and men's and women's basketball. Going to be so fun to talk to all three programs throughout the year. And of course, it is football season, so we're starting with really three great guests this week. Coach Freeman, Isaiah Dunn is back, and then newest addition to the team and newest captain, Will Pauling, who's made such an amazing impact in his short time on campus. It was great to really talk to him with the context of the head coach, Marcus Freeman, and then also have Isaiah Dunn, who's, of course, his teammate, go back and forth with him. They've got a great story about some of the locker room ping pong games that you don't want to miss a little bit later in the show. So it was so fun to talk to them, and again, really excited for the game that's coming up this weekend as the Irish look to bounce back against Texas A&M. Before we get to this week's episode, I do want to let you know that for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. Without further ado, let's get to this week's episode with Marcus Freeman, Will Pauling, and Isaiah Dunn. Here we are, another season of Wake Up the Echoes, presented by TireRack.com. Coach Freeman, great to have you back.
Glad to be here.
Can I call you Willie P? He called you Willie P when you came in.
Yeah, Willie P works. That's fine.
Okay,
that's my nickname for you, man.
Okay, I haven't earned that yet. Will Pauling, welcome to Notre Dame. Welcome to Wake Up the Echoes. How's it feel to be on campus here in your first couple weeks?
It feels really good to be here. Appreciate you guys having me. I'm excited.
Okay, so here's what I want to know. Just in this era of college football, obviously you've been at a couple schools before this and you're playing your season here at Notre Dame. How does that come together? How do the discussions start, and how do you ultimately decide you want to be at Notre Dame?
Yeah, I think a lot of things go into wanting to come to Notre Dame. I think obviously Notre Dame is one of the blue bloods in college football, and Notre Dame has been a school that I've always seen from afar. And I think when you couple that with a receivers coach like Coach Brown, who's able to develop receivers and produce them and help them get to the next level, I think when the opportunity presented itself is an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
So Coach Brown was familiar with Will from a while back, a couple of his other stops. Just How does that go for you? Like, you have the coaching staff, you talk to them. How valuable is their input to let you know that Will's somebody you want to be a part of this program?
Yeah, I think for me, as you evaluate bringing in transfers, you know, more important than talent is how do they fit in our locker room. And as you look at the majority of the guys that we brought in this year, there was a previous relationship somehow, some way. And it's no different than with Will in terms of Coach Brown having a relationship, coaching him at Cincinnati and at Wisconsin. And then, you know, Coach Denbrock had a relationship with him at Cincinnati. And so I can watch film and say, okay, yeah, he's a really good player. But to me, the impact on me was made through the discussions I've had with Coach Brown and Coach Denbrock, because they know the type of kids that we have in this program, and they know the type of people that are going to fit here. And when they brought Will to the table, the way they talked about him, the way they talked about how he would enhance our team, you know, that's all the convincing that I needed, and he's lived up to everything I've heard.
So Isaiah's going to be here later, and he's going to ask you some captaincy questions. I'm really curious about how you became a captain, but just more broadly, like, you get here, I would think, like, I've been to new places, I've gone to new schools, taken new jobs. It takes me a while to kind of warm up and find a way to fit in. How have you fit in so quickly, and obviously you have, that, like, you've earned the trust and you've become part of this group so quickly?
Yeah, I think for me, like, this being my second time transferring, I think I was able to kind of learn about what I did well as I transferred into Wisconsin and kind of see how I could change things around or enhance things I did. So I think kind of when I first got in, it's like, kind of got to be, like, not afraid to kind of step on guys' toes. So I think just being in the receiver room, like, not being scared to be that vocal leader and to really lead by example, but also being the vocal leader, whether it's in the meeting rooms, in the weight room, on the field. I think just taking that step and not being afraid to do that has been really big for me. And then obviously just showing up, being there for my teammates. Like, everybody in that locker room knows I love them and I'll do anything for them. And it didn't take me long to really just establish myself in that way.
Okay, go back to your career. You're a veteran now. Just, again, there's Notre Dame fans who are just getting to know you. Like, what are the moments that come to mind that you've been proud of in your career?
Yeah, I think kind of there's a lot of moments that stand out to me, good and bad. But I think the first one for me was just my first start in college. I think that was just a big achievement for me. I had all my family there. And then I think probably scoring my first touchdown was probably one of the best feeling moments as well. and I actually got to do it versus the University of Illinois, and I'm from Chicago, so being able to do that, get to school that really didn't recruit me at all, that was really big for me in a big moment.
You mentioned Chicago. What was it like growing up in Chicago? And that's not too far from where you are now.
Yeah. So it's right up the road. I think I always make jokes to my mom, like I keep on transferring to schools closer and closer to home. But it's great being so close because I have so many friends and families that are going to be able to come up to so much games and support me. So I really look forward to it.
Coach, you were drafted by the Bears, correct? Mm-hmm. What does Chicago, I mean, I know you didn't spend maybe a ton of time there, but you're close to it now. When you think of Chicago and the kind of players that come out of Chicago, what comes to mind?
I remember being at Cincinnati, and we recruited heavily out of the Chicago area. There's some great players that we got. Will came in right after I had left, mm-hmm. but there was a long line of great players from Chicago, and no different here. We try to say Chicago has to be the closest thing to a home area for this program. We recruit nationally, but we want the best players in Chicago to feel like Notre Dame's home. And, I think there's a lot of really good football in that area.
Who were your Bears fan? Or what's your team growing up?
Yeah, I'm a Bears fan.
Okay, so who were those are some tough years when you were growing up as a Bears fan. Who are the players you looked up to growing up?
Yeah, I think number one that stands out to me is Devin Hester.
Oh.
Being back there on punt returns, making plays on special teams. He's
Super Bowl.
Yep, Super Bowl, yep. So I think Devin was probably my favorite one. Me and my dad actually got to go in the locker room one day, and I got a picture we had hung up in the house of me sitting in Devin Hester's locker. So Devin Hester's probably my number one, but it's definitely I've had a few rough years being a Bears fan, but I'm sticking strong through it. So
Matt Forte,
Jay Cutler, all the boys. Peanut Tillman with the peanut punch. Urlacher. You
know what? And you're an offensive player, but I hear it's all defensive guys. When you think about the Bears, it's all defensive guys. That's what comes to mind first. You mentioned your dad. In kind of researching and talking to people around the program, it sounds like he's been a really positive impact on you and really helped you get to where you are. Just tell me a little bit about your dad and what the impact is that he's had on you helping you get to where you are.
Yeah, no doubt. I think we even talked about it during my senior speech. I mentioned my dad as my hero. My dad's someone I look up to. He's the one who set the example and set the standard for what it is to be a polling man, and I think I've just been able to learn so much from him, from his successes, from his mistakes, and I think he's someone that I can always lean on for support or help, whatever it is. So I truly owe my dad the world, and I love him dearly.
Okay, so try to help me understand, you said some of his successes. What did you see growing up that laid the foundation for you to be a polling man? Specifically, what's your dad's name?
My dad's name's Gerald.
Gerald. So what did Gerald do on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis that you think back to and okay, Gerald put this example out there for me, and I'm gonna make him proud?
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of things that I could tell you, but I think number one is my dad always showed up, and a lot of guys from where I'm from, where I grew up, a lot of guys don't have that father figure in their life that shows up for them. And my dad, he was a busy man. He's a lawyer and he works long hours. But growing up, my dad made the effort and made a decision to come back every day and show up for us emotionally, be there for my mom, my sister, my brother. Then also he's my football coach growing up. So he wasn't always dad to me. Sometimes he was coach and he had to give me that hard love. Uh-huh. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. He's done everything for me.
He did it all. I've heard you coach. I can't remember when it was. I feel like it was recently. You were talking about your dad. Did he have you up pretty early a lot of days? You and your brother, 5 a.m., is that?
Oh, yeah. We used to, as kids, he would wake us up and he would be finishing his workout, and then we would go work out after he was done and before we go to school. It was an everyday occurrence at the Freeman household.
Your dad didn't have you up at 5 a.m. doing workouts, did he?
He didn't have me up at 5 a.m. doing workouts, but sure enough, he's woken me up at 5 a.m. to go to work, and I think that's where I get it from.
Gotcha.
Getting up, getting to it, no matter what it is, putting in the work.
So Coach, to follow up just on, I heard, I think maybe even your first year, you talked about how important it was. You want family around the building, and you want all these players to see the coaching staff really as fathers, husbands, whatever it may be. To me, it aligns with what Will's saying here. He had this example that he's really trying to live up to, and it seems like you and the staff want to make a point of that, whether or not you have that when you come into the building, you have that in front of you. Is that kind of what I'm picking up on?
Yeah, I think more than anything that we want them to see us as more than just football coach, because we are. Being a football coach is what we do, but it isn't who we are, right? We're husbands, we're fathers, we're people, just like, these young people are. And I think it's important that they see us outside of that light of only being a football coach. I think, for so many years, he's seen what a father figure is from his own father displayed every day. And so we have to continue to model those things. We have to continue to say, okay, hey, this is how we parent. This is how we love our wives. And I think it's important to show them that.
So for you, Will, how does this step then at Notre Dame help you kind of continue growing and going forward to, I guess, build on what's been laid out in front of you?
Yeah, I think being here, being able to have this opportunity to be a part of this team and of student at this university, I think it just gives me the opportunity to go out and change the world, whether that's playing football, whether that's being in the business world. I think Notre Dame's just provided me with so many different avenues that I can take after football is done, and I'm really excited to tap into that Notre Dame connection even more and to see where football takes me in the future.
Okay, so I brought up 5 a.m. earlier with when Coach Freeman was being woken up to do his workouts early in life, but I've heard you are like in the goog before 6 often. Tell me why.
Yeah, so a lot of the guys they call me Goog Rat. Like if you're at the Goog a lot, they just call you Goog Rat. And I think I've always been someone who's in early and kind of out late, just trying to get all my work in. And I think a lot of guys on the team, they just see me doing those things, and I think that shows them that they know that I'm super serious about this, and I don't take anything for granted when it comes to being at Notre Dame. And obviously, this being my last year, I'm putting all my marbles in one jar, attacking this thing with everything I got. So I think that just kind of goes into that.
Like when you're in early, is it film? Are you getting your workout in early? Just tell me what you're using this extra time for to get that extra edge.
Yeah, so I think a lot of things, it's all of the above, honestly. I think for me, kind of being 22, being one of the older guys on the team, I think your body kind of needs a little bit more attention. So I think a lot of this recovery stuff. And then being a receiver, you never catch enough balls. So we're always on the juggling machines. I'm usually with one of my teammates in the receiver rooms, kind of bringing along guys along with me. Or it could even be in the film room trying to game prep or learn something or even watch NFL cut-ups, whatever it is. I'm just eat, sleep, breathe football. I'm just trying to
love ball.
I just love it.
So you find something to do. I see Coach smiling. He loves that answer. He loves to hear that.
What I love most is that he said he ain't doing it by himself. He's bringing somebody with him. And that's, to me, the ultimate sign of a leader is not only are you making yourself better, but you're leaving this place better than you found it. And that's evident by him saying, I'm bringing somebody with me. And that's a big reason why he's a captain here. You
know what hurt me is hearing you say, I'm 22, I'm one of the older guys, so my body needs more work. And I'm sitting here like, oh, man, if I was 22, I wouldn't need as much work as I need now. Goodness gracious.
Man, no, yeah, it's a grind old? For sure. I do. And, all the guys in the room, they make sure that it's known that I'm the oldest one in the room. Man? They call me Unc in the room, but it is what it is.
Are you the oldest guy in the receiver room?
I am.
Yeah.
I think it's me than Malachi Fields, but I always make the joke that, no, Malachi's birthday is 5 months before me. He's the oldest, but that's not the
Doesn't
truth.
matter. You're at least acting the oldest, it sounds like.
I guess so. I guess so.
Did you played other sports growing up, right? Did you play basketball?
I played basketball. I played football, yep.
Okay, so what was your basketball
and a little
game
bit
like?
I played baseball, too.
What
did you say?
What was your basketball game like? Describe it to me.
I'll be honest. Growing up, I was like
you were
that.
Nice.
I was like that at basketball. But
everyone says that.
But now I'm like, I'll be honest now, too. Now I'm not as good as I was. Guys ask me if I want to go hoop. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I know my place, so I just sit back and I'll watch, but I can't do much out there anymore.
I had a source tell me you went to basketball camp here at Notre Dame once upon a time.
That's a true story, yep.
Really?
Yeah, so back in elementary school, me and a few of my friends, I think 3 summers in a row we came up and Notre Dame had an overnight basketball camp. So we did that every year. Then Pat Connaughton, one of the Notre Dame basketball legend, he was my camp counselor one year, and I was like,
was he playing?
Yeah, he was playing here. He was a player here, but he was a counselor for the camp.
Gotcha.
But he was watching over me, and
He probably seemed like a legend at that.
Yeah,
he was like a
was
god
awesome.
to you at that age. You were what? How old? 9, something like that.
Yeah, probably 8 or 9. I was super young.
Man, when I go to high school basketball camp back in my day, and these are the high school guys, so not Pat, who's in the NBA now.
Yeah.
I treated them like gods. I mean, you just think they're the coolest guys when they're your counselor. So you had Pat as your counselor. You must have been in heaven there.
Yeah.
This is overnight basketball camp at age 9?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of crazy, but we did it every year. We did it 3 years straight, and we enjoyed it every time. We'd race over from Stanford Hall to the rec center and then race back and try to be the first in line for pizza every night. So it was some good memories.
Man, those are the good – I hear you saying that right now. Those are the good old days. At least when I would go to basketball – did you have, the Xbox going? You played 2K?
Oh, yeah. They had all the stuff back in the dorm for us. It was great. It was probably highlight of my summer every week.
Coach, when you were growing up, any camps overnight, like basketball, football, even just a regular camp?
I don't know if I did any overnight camp. Maybe I did, like an Ohio State football camp, maybe when I was young. I can't remember. I did a lot of camps, so I would go to a couple UD basketball camps or the local football camps and stuff like that. Yeah.
Man, I just remember, like, that was going to the camps, obviously, and playing basketball or football is so fun, but it's like those moments when you're done playing, like whatever it was, running to get pizza, playing the video games, like that's what sticks with me. I still have like vivid images in my head of nothing to do with the basketball, but just like hanging out with all my buddies. It was so fun. Last one before I let Coach Freeman go and bring Isaiah in. Just, you guys are one game into the season, a lot of season left. Just as a leader on this team, what's kind of your message to everyone trying to get them ready for what's a really big game this weekend?
Yeah, I think obviously week 1 didn't go how we wanted it to go, but I think it's like, how do you respond? Like, how do you show up the week after losing the game to get ready for A&M? And I think we had a great week of practice last week, and I think guys were able to show their resilience on the practice field and the meeting rooms. And I think the vibes around the facility were still I wouldn't say like amazing, but like nobody was super down. Everybody like knew we got to get back to work. We got to keep this thing rolling. So I think just showing up and being the same example that I have been leading up until Miami, I think that's the key for me.
Business-like. Yep. Coach, last one before I let you go is just you have Will in the program. I can tell you, obviously excited to watch him play, watch him lead. What excites you most about his future with Notre Dame and beyond?
Well, I think, as I said earlier, like Will's come in here, earned the respect of his teammates, voted a captain after being here 6-7 months. You talk about guys that have come here and made this place better. And that's what Will Pauling has done. And that's what he'll do when he's done here, because that's who he is. It's the way he was raised. And it's not very often, man, do you find leaders like that. Mm-hmm. It's very seldom. And but when you find one, you utilize it in the moment, but he's going to do great things in life.
Coach, thanks for stopping by. We'll keep you here, Will, and we'll bring Isaiah in.
Sounds good. I
Thank
appreciate you.
Okay, Will, Isaiah's going to be here shortly,
Yep.
but I feel like this is a good time for us to get to know each other better, really me to get to know you better. This is going to be our subject matter expert segment presented by TireRack, the tire experts.
Let's do it.
Tires are so important, just when you think about it. I think you can take tires for granted. You have a car out here in South Bend?
I do. I have a car.
Man, and this is, you've been in the Midwest for most of your career, but when the winter comes around, you got to have those tires right. Oh, my goodness. You'd be in trouble if they're not right. So Isaiah has a couple questions that I'm going to ask until he gets here. And the first thing he had, really a couple topics. One of the things I want to ask about, especially because we just talked about with Coach Freeman, you've come into this group, you fit right in, and it sounds like you're kind of an integral part of the Bible study, and faith is really important to you. How did you, I guess, get involved with that, and then what's the impact of that been in your short time here?
Yeah, so I grew up going to church, and that faith was a big part of my life, but I think I kind of veered off from that as I got older, as I got into college, and I think in 2023 is kind of when I started – when I got back serious in my faith and started taking my walk with Jesus a lot more serious. So I think as I got to Notre Dame, I really felt like God led me here and God had brought me here for a reason. And I've always known that, like, community is super important, that people you surround yourself with is super important. And when I first got to Notre Dame, and it was a little bit difficult for me just adjusting and getting acclimated to Notre Dame. Like, you're in a new environment, you find out your foot's broke. So I really had to lean on my faith a lot in those times, and I think being a part of that community that we have in the locker room, as well as just around camps with other student athletes, was big for me. Isaiah has been a big part for me. I go to church with Isaiah over at Gospel City Church. It's like 5 minutes off campus, and then Kenny Minchie was actually the first person to ever invite me to one of the team Bible studies. So I think it's played a big role in my life up until here, and I think even being here in these last 8 months, it's shown that, like, God has brought me here for a reason, and God's surrounded me with all the right people.
Yeah, I just hear you saying that, and it sounds to me like obviously your teammates have played a huge role. Like Kenny invited you, and then you go to church with Isaiah, but just being on a campus where it's so front and center kind of reminds you and centers you a little bit, right? Is there something you feel like a little bit differently when you're walking around this campus, knowing that it's such a big part of Notre Dame?
Yeah, I think, knowing that you're at Notre Dame and knowing what the faith community is like at Notre Dame, it definitely helps it. And I think I think we're super fortunate to be in a place like Notre Dame, and I think the Lords are doing some amazing things within our locker room, and I think that shows each and every Saturday and each and every day as we interact with each other on the locker room, around campus, on the field. I think it's truly amazing to see.
Okay, we're going to bounce around a few different topics here. We were talking between segments while the cameras weren't rolling about how you're living alone for the first time.
First time.
I remember my first time living alone. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? You got your own space, no roommates. I won't even ask who your former roommates were, but how much are you liking living alone right now?
I really do enjoy living alone. Just because like I spend so much time at the Goog, I'm around everybody all the time. So like when I get home, I can finally just sit back, relax, not having to listen to anybody ask me to do anything. So I walk home to a clean apartment most days.
Yep.
Most days it's clean. So like just getting home, being around no one, just being by myself, kind of just relaxing. It's been great.
You know the best part? Because I wasn't the cleanest. I wasn't dirty, but I just wasn't the cleanest.
Yeah.
But when I was living alone, if there was a mess, I knew whose mess it was. It was on me, right? And there was nothing I disliked, even resented more about my roommates than, okay, I've been keeping what I think is a clean area, and suddenly I'm still living in a dirty place. Did you have that experience?
Yeah, I've had that experience a few times for sure. You kind of wonder like how that stuff get there, like why are these dishes still in the sink? So I mean, you got to have some accountability for yourself to clean up. But like we said earlier, my mom lives super close. My mom will show up sometimes. To help out. So, I mean.
She'd help out.
She'll help out, yeah.
I thought you were going to say mom would show up and say, what is going on
here?
Here?
She'll say that too, but then she'll help out.
Then she'll help out.
That's what the moms are for. You know what I mean? Help you clean up a little bit.
That's probably in the unwritten job description is come, tell you that you're not doing a good job, and then ultimately help you out.
Oh, yeah. My mom's the best, man.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I have sources everywhere on this campus. You're asking how I got all this information. I've been told that you're a pretty good singer and or rapper. Can you fill me in on your background, I guess, in both areas of the arts?
Yeah, so what the stories you're hearing, they are true.
Okay,
I
can't confirm.
True. I can't confirm. But yeah, singing, I guess, like my mom, like she didn't want me just playing ball growing up. So like my mom made sure like I joined like church choir, school choir, and then she had me doing musicals growing up. I was a lead in one of the musicals growing up.
What musical?
It's called No String Attached. It's basically Pinocchio.
Oh.
I played like Pinocchio's dad in it. Had a solo song that I had to sing. So yeah, that's where the singing comes in. And then the rapping thing is like, it's true, but like
we're kind of having a little more fun with that.
Yeah, that's just more fun. I just messed around with some teammates a couple years ago and made a few songs.
You got in the studio though.
Yeah.
I've got some tracks out there too.
Yeah.
Just so you know, from my high school days.
Everyone makes me feel better. We all did it then, huh?
Everyone does it.
Okay.
Everyone does it.
I'm not alone.
You're not alone.
All right.
One of these, I'll make you a deal. Next, if you can provide me your MP, I won't share it with anybody. You provide me your MP3s, I'll get you mine, and we can compare.
I like that. I like that deal. I can do that.
Okay. And so then going back to the music, church choir. So like, you feel like you were trained on how to sing, right? Like you were taught.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, so I'd say yeah.
Can you still knock one out? And you still?
I like to think I can. A lot of my friends tell me that I can't.
Okay.
But I don't care about their opinion.
Okay.
So I'll just be singing.
Okay, but you don't want to do it right now.
I probably won't do it right now,
okay.
just because.
I want to make sure
a lot of lights, a lot of cameras, but trust, like in the shower, like you'll hear me singing, like down the hallway. Like,
no roommates will be. Oh, in the shower, in the locker room.
Yeah, I'll be singing. Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
People say I'm trash. I don't care.
People say you're trash.
Yeah, I don't care.
Those are bad teammates.
Yeah, they don't mean it.
Yeah. They're just trying
hating.
to get.
They're just hating.
Haters. They're everywhere. So then, who else on the team is a good singer? I haven't really dug into this topic much. Ooh. I know who can't play basketball, but I don't know who sings.
Who on the team? Oh, what's the name? Blake. Blake is actually a pretty decent singer, low key. Like
Blake
Hebert. The
quarterback.
Yeah. The freshman quarterback. He can sing a little bit, and he can play like a little bit of guitar. Like we had our little talent show, and he did a little guitar and singing with Vern. So I think those. Yeah, I'd probably say him if I had to pick.
Okay. What was when was the talent show?
We did it at fall camp.
Okay, so this is pretty recently.
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
Give me some examples of guys that really impressed you at the talent show.
Guys that really impressed me at the talent show. I think everybody did a pretty good job. I think some of the younger guys had a little bit of stage fright.
Sure.
There were some great performances, though, I'd say.
Okay, so you were impressed with your new teammates.
I was.
There was a lot of talent away from ball.
No doubt.
Okay, last one I have before Isaiah gets here, and next time I'll do a better job, and I'll have the TikToks ready. But I've seen who's TikTok? I think it's Devin Houston. His TikTok, his account. You're doing the wide, like the cone drills and all that stuff. Your knees are practically touching. Maybe they'll drop it in here. Talk me through, because that thing has 5-6 million views.
Yeah, it does.
Just talk me through. Is this like from going to camps, working with coaches, making fun of like what you're supposed to do? Just tell me all about that.
Yeah, so I think it was like sometime in the summer workouts. I want to say like the night before, I was just scrolling on TikTok. Or it was actually Instagram. I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw this video of these kids training, and it was like I couldn't really tell what they were doing. Like they were doing like footwork drills, but like it just didn't feel right to me. And then like I come in the next day, everybody else is like, bro, have you guys seen this video? I'm like, yo, I have seen this video. Like we got to remake this video. We like me, Devin, and Armel, Mookum, we're all talking about like we got to remake.
Armel's
this video.
in there doing a great job in that video.
Yeah, they did a great job, but I didn't think like we literally were sitting in breakfast like, yo, we got to go redo this. I think we can go viral if we go remake this video. So we were rushing to the weight room trying to be the first ones to recreate it, and it blew up and went viral, and it was very funny.
Man, kids these days, you guys did a good job of mocking that. It was really entertaining, and I'm hoping we'll drop it in so they can get a firsthand look of how laugh out loud funny that whole concept was.
It was goofy. It was super goofy for
all right,
sure.
We'll take another break, and then we'll get Isaiah in here.
Sweet. Sounds
right.
good.
All right, Isaiah Dunn.
Back, season 3. Can't be more excited. Missed you guys.
Missed you so much. Great to have you here. I don't want to take too much of your time because I want to make sure we get to your story. This is Tell Me a Story, presented by Yeti. Real quick, got our Yeti cooler. Any drinks for anybody?
Water, please.
Okay.
You know me.
I'll take a water as well.
There we go. One Dasani for you.
Thank you.
One Dasani for you. And
Appreciate
Isaiah, take it away.
We have my guy Will Paulin here. And the story today is his welcome to Goog moment. And I actually happen to be in it. Will, when he first got here, we actually had a ping pong tournament. We've talked about ping pong in the last season. It's gotten pretty big. And it happened to be in the first round, me and Will had to face off. And I think Will needs to tell
In the bracket? There's a
in
bracket?
the bracket. There was a bracket.
You drew Isaiah?
The bracket is a long story because the bracket. I don't know who made. I know who made the bracket, but I don't know what that person.
The seating was poorly done.
It was very poor.
How many people in the bracket? Real quick. 30?
20, 30. It was a lot of people.
It was a lot of people. It was like there was a play-in part of the bracket.
Right.
Like he wasn't my first match. I
You
wasn't
doing a
in the
play-in.
tournament. I had to play into the tournament.
then
Some people got
the
buys.
transfer had to play in. Come
Like,
on, now.
There were some buys.
Oh, I don't know about that. Okay.
So I did enjoy that. I didn't appreciate that, but the matchup. It's time for the matchup. The environment was like no other. Like the locker room was rocking. We got everybody surrounding the ping pong
How
table.
many people are watching?
Oh, the whole locker
Yeah,
room.
whole locker room.
It's
like 100
packed
guys.
on each side.
Like they're doing like chants. They did intros. Like we took it very seriously.
Dang.
And
For sure.
I'll be honest. Coming in, like I wasn't a great ping pong player, but I acted like I was, and I like carried myself like I was really good at ping pong. So like I knew Isaiah was probably a little bit better than me going into the match.
Okay.
But I didn't let that have me back down at all. So I started the match off like talking my trash a little bit. And I actually scored the first point.
Yeah, I think you did. You did.
I think I actually scored the
A little
second.
bit.
I think
Set
I was
the tone.
actually.
You might have been up 2-0.
I was up. I think I was up like halfway through the match,
Okay.
and then I started falling apart.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but Isaiah, he's a really good trash talker, and he got in my head. And
Easy, because
yeah,
he seems pretty nice.
No,
It seems like he wouldn't. He just kind of take.
I know he seems like a nice guy,
But
but
then
don't
wait,
let him fool you.
hold
When
on.
it's time
Switch
to go,
flips.
he can switch. He can switch.
Don't let him fool you. He's a great trash talker as well. He's sitting up here. Like, and he got me in the first half. I get first quarter. I'd say first quarter. He came in.
We're going to 21.
21. Win by 2. He had the antics. He was jumping. He had his shirt off, sweating.
That's another thing about the tournament. So normal Goog ping pong games, they go to 11.
11. Get off the table.
Right.
For the tournament, it's 21.
Well, it's like you see, like the majors. You know, U.S. Open, Wimbledon, Australian Open, French Open. Those are 5-set matches for the men, where it's normally 3. So
Right.
I actually understand it. I think that's actually
So,
kind of
okay.
nice.
Okay, I don't know if I agree with that because if you could take a wild guess, who do you think won to 11?
So there seems to be a dispute here. You can't see his body language. He seems to think that he was up at 11.
I don't know if you were up.
I
11.
won to 11.
You won.
I won to 11.
When did you stop scoring?
like at 12 or 13. That's the thing.
So you
I beat him.
So
to
you
11.
won.
I won.
And then it kept going.
And then
you
it kept
lost.
going. I just because I had never been
They
in a
rigged
game.
the
I had
game.
never been in a game where
It
I
was
had to
not
play that
rigged.
long.
You
So I
hadn't built
couldn't-
up your stamina.
That's what I'm saying.
But I want to give him props right now because back then he wasn't as solid. Now he's really good.
Oh yeah.
We go back and forth a little bit.
He's been in the Goog a lot.
He's
from
been in
what
the
I hear.
Goog. He's gotten really
What
good.
if you were just going in the Goog at 5:30? There's all this like Will Paulin's in the Goog at 5:30. He's grinding tape.
He was
He's
training.
just against the wall, ping pong.
No, so I beat him a few times in a row. It was probably 3 times in a row. And he's like, all right, I'll be back. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Every time I come in the locker room,
I'm getting
and I'm like starting to look at him. I'm like, he's starting to do new moves I haven't seen before. I'm like, okay. Yeah, he's been in the lab.
so
So
now
now,
algorithm's now feeding him some ping pong content.
Oh yeah, my Instagram reels is a lot of ping pong. It's a lot
Really?
of ping pong on Instagram reels. Yeah,
and I'll be honest, last time we played, he beat me.
You got him.
last few times.
2-11 though.
Last few times we played,
Hold on, we didn't have to say that. Last time we played, he
I've
won.
gotten a lot better.
Truth's
Like,
coming out.
I'm telling you, everybody in
honest.
the locker room sees that I'm getting better at pong.
So will there be another major between now and the end of the
Right
season?
now, no.
Probably not
There
in-
will be one
it's not a
after.
big- okay.
There will be one
At the-
after.
after the season's over.
Right. And it's just,
Is there a way to? We got to think about.
There's
maybe
been
we start
some video.
streaming
Oh,
these?
yeah,
There
we
is
got-
some
we got
video.
A couple clips.
there's me and Jack Larson,
That yeah.
So
That was
who
a
won this
crazy
whole
game.
thing?
Gibran. He's really good.
I think I did hear that last year, and I think there was an element too where, especially because he had the injury, almost
Right.
lets you focus a little bit more time on ping pong.
I had
So
the
he was
foot
very
injury.
good.
I had the foot injury. That's how I got.
That's
That's
how
why
you
I was on the table so
Mhm.
much.
It gets really competitive. There's a lot of, but no, I give you props. This is welcome to Goog moment though.
Okay.
I
Is
appreciate
And,
it.
with
And
you
now we're
guys
brothers. And
closer
now-
than ever.
he just
yeah.
shows up to my house on a random Tuesday. And
Okay.
Gotta
we're
love
family
it.
now.
All right.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
What else you got for him? We got about 3-4 minutes.
So some questions that I got for you. Will, your first one is your relationship with Coach Brown. Right? Like if you see them on the field, you can see their dynamic duo. They're super close. It's all trust in your coach, all trust in him. What is it like playing for a coach that you know has full belief in you and vice versa?
Yeah, I think, bro, it's awesome being able to play my last year with Coach Brown. Like, obviously, me and him have had a long history going all the way back to high school. But I think at the end of the day, everything comes down to relationships for me. Like, knowing him as long as I've known him and being in college football for 5 years now, like, a coach like Coach Brown, like, doesn't come around every day.
Right.
So I think having someone you can trust to develop you, not only as a football player, but, like, just as a man. Like, Coach Freeman talks about, like, how he wants us players to see our coaches as more than just coaches. Like, Coach Brown's, like, I really see him as family now. Like, Coach Brown's somebody that I tell people all the time, like, when it's time for me to get married, like, I'm going to be giving Coach Brown an invitation to my wedding because, like,
Awesome.
Coach Brown, he's always been there for me. I can go up to his office at any time, ask him about film, ask him about football. Like, I've asked him about some relationship advice before. Like, Coach Brown just, like,
Yeah.
he's just so much more than a coach to me. I think that's what makes it so much special for me.
Right, and I can agree too. He even comes to our DBs, even though he smacks talks us. Like he's always been super real, just with our faith, giving us advice, just become better men.
No
on and
doubt.
off the field. So I totally agree. And you guys going way back is so cool to me.
It's crazy,
From-
bro.
So how long you known him?
Coach Brown, first time I met Coach Brown was in 2018, 19.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Like going into my junior year of high school, whenever that was.
Okay.
He came to a camp, offered me at a camp. First coach to ever offer me a scholarship.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, we keep this thing rolling.
I think that's cool what you said about the wedding invite.
Right.
And like if Coach Freeman was here, I think that'd be like, we were just talking about it before you got here. Just like he wants the coaches to be more than just football
Right.
mentors, right?
No
And
doubt.
if a great way of measuring that is what you just said. Like if you're gonna want him there on
sure.
that big day, then he's kind of done his job in a lot of ways,
Yeah,
right? Football
for sure.
aside, like he's mission accomplished. So
For
that's pretty
sure.
cool.
Yeah. And the last thing,
Yeah.
just a full circle moment, just to end this all off. First off, give you props to you. You absolutely deserve it. But you becoming a captain is something that we can't overlook. You haven't been here as long as a lot of the other captains. You're here for a short time, but you have impacted the team immediately since the day you've been on here. Just what advice would you give to other people joining maybe a new program or just maybe a new job? It doesn't have to necessarily be football, but how did you make an impact so early on, and what values did you have to keep to earn that?
Yeah, I think, bro, like, obviously being voted a captain as, like, a transfer and not being a quarterback at Notre Dame, it's huge. And I think kind of what's been able to help me kind of get to this point has kind of just been my work ethic. Like, I think every day I just come in, I put my head down, I go to work, and then the way I interact with all the guys in the locker room is like I truly love each and everyone in that locker room, and I show them that on the regular. Like, it's more than just football. Like, I'll sit down with them and have conversations about life. Like, bro, tell me what you're struggling with, what you need help with, bro. And I show people that I'm there for them, and I make sure that they know that it's genuine. And I think, like, being a captain is awesome, and I think having that title is great, but I think Coach Freeman does a great job about telling us, like, at the end of the day, captain is just a title. We have so many leaders on our team, bro, and so many guys that have influence to bring other guys along and improve what they're doing. So I think just the situation that we're both in to be a part of this team and to lead this team in different ways, I think it's awesome, bro.
Also, maybe let the guys beat you in ping pong early on, earn their vote, and then once you get that C, start smacking them around, right?
It might have worked, actually. Yeah,
it might have worked.
It
Got the
might have
vote, and they
worked.
said enough of this.
It might have worked.
Willie P. Have I earned that after
Willie
this?
P.
Willie
whatever
P.
you
Lil
want.
Wooski.
Wooski, that's what we call it.
Lil
Wooski.
Wooski. Okay. The album's coming out soon.
Here we go.
All right. Great talking to you, Isaiah. Great seeing you again.
Awesome being back.
All right.
Appreciate you,
My
bro.
dog.
Okay, welcome back to Wake Up the Echoes, presented by TireRack.com. Thanks to Isaiah Dunn and Will Pauling for coming by. Also talked to Coach Freeman. We have a new segment this year before we wrap up this week's show, and it's called Ask the Host, which is pretty self-explanatory. We're going to look for questions all year long. If you want to submit a question this year, you can go to fightingirish.com/wakeup, and you can submit a question for yours truly. Okay, so any question you have that you want for me, Tony Simeone, you can submit at that URL, and we'll answer them throughout the year. And I can't wait to really see what kind of questions we get, because there are going to be some interesting ones, I assume. The first one, a pretty straightforward one, but I appreciate it, and it's a good question to chew on here as we get set for another season, specifically at home for Notre Dame football. The question is from Katie C., located in South Bend, Indiana, and here it is. What is the coolest thing about being the radio play-by-play for Notre Dame football? Which is a great question. I get it a fair amount. This will be my second year calling the games, and of course super excited for the game this weekend against Texas A&M, a night game, two ranked teams, a great rematch of last year's game. But honestly, last year was like a dream season, getting to go to the national championship, got to broadcast the biggest game in college football. So for me, what the coolest thing is that I get to be at and try to document, to the best of my abilities, the biggest moments in Notre Dame football going forward. However long they'll let me do it. Last year was one of the best runs really in the history of Notre Dame football, and I got to be at all the games and call all the action with a front row seat. To me, that's really all I've ever wanted to do. So to have the university, the football program, the athletic department entrust me with that responsibility is obviously a huge honor. And then to be there at those games, of course, the Orange Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the playoff game at home, first ever college football game. I mean, think about all these opportunities that when we talk about them around the country, there's fans that traveled across the country to one, if not all four of those postseason games last year and spent a lot of money to do so. I was, paid and given the opportunity to be at all the games and call them. So that's what I think is my favorite part about it. And then maybe secondarily, and this is just unique to the situation I'm in right now, is I've been here since Marcus Freeman took over this program, and I just think it's really neat, obviously being the play-by-play voice, but part of that is also talking with Coach Freeman every week in this role and just seeing him build this program. It's been so fun to watch a first-time head coach grow into an experienced head coach. And, of course, last year they had amazing success. It's just been neat to just have a front-row seat, get to know him a little bit more every year as he takes this job and takes this program on a run like he had last year and again this year in year 4. I'm super excited to see what he does. So that's what comes to mind. I also think starting with Tony Roberts in 1980, there have only been 3 other people that have gotten to call Notre Dame football games on the radio. So my quick math tells me that's 45 years. And I'm just the 4th person. Tony Roberts, Don Crickey, Paul Burmeister, who of course was before me, who I worked with as the 3rd member of that broadcast team. But it's an amazing honor to be just one of 4 people to call Notre Dame football on the radio in the last 45 years. I feel very lucky and very fortunate. So that's kind of the best answer I have for that question. Thank you so much to Katie C. for the great question. And I hope that we'll continue to get some more questions along those lines or other lines. Can be truly anything you want to know about Tony Simeone. I know. Who'd have thunk that there'd be interesting layers behind me? But if you can think of anything you're curious about, send it our way. Again, fightingirish.com/wakeup. I'll do my best to answer your questions on a weekly basis. One more note before we say goodbye for this week, and it's about our friends at Yeti. They've got a great Stadium Cup series that you're going to see throughout the year at the stadium. 3 different exclusive cups are going to be available. If you see this one right here, this is one of them. This has the monogram on it. They'll have these available Notre Dame Stadium for the Texas A&M game. There's going to be 2 other games throughout the year where there'll be all 3 colors, white, blue, and green throughout the year. So Texas A&M, your only chance to get one of these 3 cups. So if you're planning on coming to multiple games throughout the year, you have a chance to get all 3. If you're planning on just coming this weekend, you got to make sure to get your Yeti tumbler because they're awesome cups. We use them all the time around campus and on the set. So reminder, our friends at Yeti doing another really cool promotion with these Yeti cups with Notre Dame logos. I believe all 3 have different logos. There's a monogram, there's a traditional Fighting Irish logo on one, and then there's the new football-specific logo, which looks really sharp. So all 3 throughout the season, and again, it starts this weekend, Texas A&M night game. I just will say, before we head out for this week, what an awesome opportunity to bounce back against Texas A&M. Of course, we all know came up just 3 points shy at Miami, but this night game, Texas A&M prime time, it's going to be really fun to see this team play under the lights at Notre Dame Stadium. I think back to all the night games last year, most recently, of course, Indiana. That environment in the stadium was phenomenal, and I think this weekend will be no different. It will be great to have people back on campus, and this place will be buzzing once again. I'm looking forward to seeing how this team bounces back in the home opener. Okay, that does it for this week's edition of Wake Up the Echoes, presented by TireRack.com. Remember, like, subscribe on YouTube. Smash that like button if you can. Also, of course, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get it. And again, thanks to everyone that stopped by. Marcus Freeman, Will Pauling, and Isaiah Dunn. Had a great time talking to them this week. Until next time, Tony Simeone saying so long from Wake Up the Echoes.